Welcome back to Main Street Living. Danielle, Brandy, it's an unfortunate fact of life that sometimes accidents happen. And sometimes they're just inconvenient, but sometimes they can change your life.
That's right. Christian Oliver is here with a personal story of how an accident many years ago sent him on a journey to help others in the same situation. Mr. Oliver, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So we know you are a trial lawyer and managing attorney with the Barnes firm, but this incident that happened when you were a teenager started you on that path. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I remember it vividly. It was August 4th, 1996. It was the closing ceremonies of the Summer Olympics. My best friend and I were driving home, and he was speeding, as teenage boys will do, and lost control of the car. The car flipped upside down. It had T-tops. Car crashed down onto its roof. Unfortunately, my left arm got caught between the T of the roof of the car, and unfortunately grounded against the pavement for about 100 yards and severed about half of my left arm.
Oh my gosh. I mean, when something like that happens, obviously it's incredibly traumatic. What kind of impact did that have on you and your family?
Back then there was this popular show called Rescue 911 where they would, dramatize these big events, and then they would always end with some, video of them in their post life. And I just had this immediate image of swinging my little brother around on a tree swing with one arm, and that was the new reality that I had from that moment. After the initial shock of it and the hospitalization and the long road to recovery, really the thing that stuck with me most, the hardest part, was walking in on my mom one night and from behind, and I could see her shoulders, shaking, and I could tell she was crying. And I was 16 at the time, and I noticed in front of her a pile of medical bills. And my family didn't come from means, and both of my parents had to work multiple jobs to put food on the table, and this was the last thing that my family needed. And I just felt so terrible. I felt guilty. I felt ashamed. I felt embarrassed that I was putting my family through that. And I didn't know where the money was going to come from. I was a dishwasher making $5 an hour. I didn't know where hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical bills and how we were going to pay for those. And that was really the scariest part of it all for me, was just feeling helpless, and seeing my parents feel helpless was really one of those things a child never forgets.
Oh, wow.
So based on your line of work now, I'm wondering if someone in the legal field came forward, and how did that impact your family to navigate all those insurance companies and questions?
We were fortunate. My parents hired a law firm back then known as Celino and Barnes, and believe it or not, that's the same Barnes that is the Barnes firm today. And they helped my parents, and it wasn't about suing somebody. It was about helping my family figure out a way to pay for all of the medical bills. And they allowed us to concentrate on taking care of ourselves and healing and being a family, and they took care of everything else. And that was the best thing that anybody could have done for our family at that time.
Absolutely. I mean, as you mentioned, that was the most scary part. It wasn't even the actual traumatic part of the incident. It was just dealing with the legal maze of everything. How has that experience kind of colored the way you deal with your clients now?
It led me on this path to wanting to help others, and I can relate to them. And I know what they're going through, and I know how scary and stressful this can be, and it's very rewarding to be able to take that stress and scary out of their lives and help them focus on getting better.
So for one of our viewers who may be watching this, listening to your story, and either has been through something like this or may in the future, what would your advice to them be?
Number one, don't give up. It's going to get better. Time heals all, and you will get through this. You will get better. And number two, ask for help. There's no shame in going to experts who deal with this type of thing. So contact an attorney, help yourself, help your family, and you will get through this.
Oh man, I so appreciate you sharing your story with us today, and I'm sure that viewers want to hear more about it. So, how can viewers find more information about your story or the Barnes firm if they have any questions?
Sure. Well, they can call us anytime at 1-800-8-million, 1-800-800-0000, or they can contact us at thebarnesfirm.com.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, and congratulations on turning something that was so traumatic into something so positive.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Oliver, thank you again. I'm sure you're impacting a great number of people, including those who heard your story today. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Wow. Well, I love what he said there. Time heals all. Don't give up. And that kind of ties into what we're going into next, which is healthcare focused on your total well being. Don't go anywhere.